Here is how to get set up for the midterm. And what you need to do is you need to download the makemyexam.r file. And it doesn't matter where you download this to, so you can download it into your downloads or BAS320 folder or even just the desktop, which I will do here. And once that has been downloaded, what you'll want to do is head on over to RStudio and go to File, Open File, and navigate to where you downloaded the makemyexam.r. We'll open that, and then in the upper right hand corner you'll see this button Source, and you will click that button. What that does is it runs all of the lines of code in that file, and you will see that there is now a function that's been defined called make.exam, and this is what you will use to make your personalized take-home midterm exam. So once that is done, I would recommend doing File, New File, and RScript to open up a blank RScript so that you can work on the exam. So how do you generate your exam? You will run the command make.exam, and then in the parentheses put in your student ID number without the zeros from the very beginning. So maybe my exam or my student ID number is this. You will click Run, and what it will do is it will generate two data frames that you will use for this exam, and then also the questions that you are to answer. And what I recommend is copy-pasting everything from number 1 down to number 11 into this blank file so that you can keep track of your work. So you might want to save that as take-home midterm somewhere. And now you can work through the exam. So you're not going to compile this into an HTML or a Word document. You're not going to submit this file. What you are going to do is you're going to copy and paste the answers to the questions into the fill in the blanks on Blackboard. So you'll notice number 1, the exam is saying you entered your student ID to be this number. So you'll make sure that is correct, then copy and paste the result into Blackboard. So on Blackboard, you click the red link for take-home part of midterm, and you can click Begin. There's no time limit, there's unlimited attempts, so you can come back to any questions you haven't finished later on. And you'll notice that all of the blanks are labeled by the question number, and then in parentheses a little short description of what that question was about. And finally, question 12 is asking you to report back to me about how much time you took on this exam in case my estimated time seemed to be off. I need to know that information for next year. So what you will do is you will copy and paste whatever your answers are when you run your R commands into Blackboard. So in this case, I'm going to copy the student ID for which the exam has been generated. I will paste that there, and it's always a good idea to save your answers as you go along. So for number 2, your question will be different, but mine is to find the value in row 87 for the column approval in data 1. And so you'll run an R command that will report that value to you, and then you will copy and paste that value into the blank for question number 2. And you'll keep doing that for the rest of the questions. So you'll notice that when you have run make.exam, you have your two data frames. You can see what values are inside there, and so it should proceed without any complications. The only thing you might run into if you are asked to report a p-value, and it just so happens that the p-value is extremely small, so it's represented by that symbol less than 2.2 e minus 16. Go ahead and just enter in 0 if you run into that case. All right, so if you have any questions about what I'm trying to ask from the questions, then let me know. I will not answer any questions about constructing the R command or R syntax. You've run all these commands before, and if you look at the solutions to activities or homework or to the resources posted in the midterm exam materials in the lecture notes, that should help you out with the any sort of syntax. And you can always remember that doing question mark and then the name of the command, well, okay, that's embarrassing. Putting in library reg class is always important. Doing question mark associate would bring up the help file, to the associate command. All right, good luck, guys.